Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Someone shared this with me on Twitter. Again, I forget who it was. So thank you. You guys can always share stuff with us on me. I'm most active on Twitter, but you can just email, all that kind of stuff, share, content with me. So there's this show called Carol and the End of the World. Conceptually, I like it.
Yes. Yeah.
It's very ugly.
Yeah.
It's just an ugly show.
It's almost like, how we always say, like, oh, it has the Bob's Burgers. Or like
I'd rather have that.
Yeah, I'd rather have that animation than this. It's kind of...
Everyone has Sonic the Hedgehog face, where like their eyeballs are literally touching.
Yeah, they're super close. It kind of reminds me of, like, the Fry's food commercial, but it's not 3D.
Yeah.
But it's like that kind of like...
Everyone's just like fat
blob kind of thing. And granted, everyone has to be like perfect, but I'm like, I just don't like this animation though.
So conceptually, there's like a giant meteor that's gonna hit the Earth, or like it's literally so much bigger than the Earth, and it's gonna just end the planet.
Yeah.
Everyone had 7 months to live. So what do you do with your life? Right. So the concept of like, well, why would you go to work?
Right.
But what's stopping me from going to your house and killing you and taking your wife because I always thought she was hot?
Exactly.
There'd be a lot of bad things happening. A lot.
Bad
you want to finally live life the way you want to. There'd be so many horrible, awful, terrible, unbelievable, hell on earth things happening.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's people out there that are just hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
And what's stopping them? Oh, my neighbors always pissed me off. We're going to die in 7 months anyways. I'm going to kill him.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot him.
I'm going to shoot blow his brains out. There'd be so much violence.
Right. But I think this show is probably going for the kind of other way.
Or like, oh, everyone's finally going to be good to each other.
Yeah, like
let's say, okay, that's happening. Do you keep people in prison?
Oh, do you let them out?
But what if they're rape? What if they've done horrible things? See, there you go. There's a lot of that kind of stuff to think about.
Right.
Which I do like. That's why conceptually I like this.
I like this, right.
But this Carol girl's like, well, everyone's doing what they want, and I have a voice like theirs. Remember Kathy?
Yeah, that's kind of.
But Kathy was kind of hot in a dumpy kind of way. This girl is not beautiful in any kind of way.
Right. She gets a job, right? I think.
Yeah. What's the point of going like people like crunching numbers, like doing paperwork, office jobs? Why in the world would you do that?
Just to keep busy. Like that's kind of like you notice as the cities get more empty. There's not a lot of people in them, which I feel like would kind of be the opposite. I don't know.
It's weird. I think a lot of it'd be hell on earth for 7 months.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I don't think this would ever happen.
What do militaries do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's another thing. Yeah. What if you're like, it's say a country that wants.
Well, okay. Let's say Ukraine, Russia. Israel.
Do they just shoot
Palestine?
nukes?
Do they say F it?
Shoot nukes? Yeah.
What do you do? So I like all of that, like deeper meaning, but then it's more about like live your life as if the world is ending. Do you think it ends with that's not happening?
Yeah,
and
I
then
think
like it was an entity trying to tell people you should live your lives to be happy, not live your lives to like run the rat race.
Wouldn't it be interesting if that orb actually is that and also makes you more mellow? So there isn't a lot of that going on. Like, and it'd be kind of like this weird kind of like, yeah, why are we all cool with this?
Yeah.
And then you realize it's that.
But the world is ending. Well, why don't you go to your mom that you haven't talked to in 10 years?
Yeah.
Forgive your mom.
Right.
Maybe your mom forgives you.
Right.
What if, then you can even touch on things like a dad who hated his son because he was gay.
Right. And
then he finds his son and he's, you know what, I was wrong and I just want to be with you for as long as I can be with you.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Right. I think that would be kind of interesting if they did do something like that where it would explain the way, like, okay, literally this orb is giving so much more mellow, good vibes that the evil ones don't come out as much. Of course, there's always going to be bad people, but yeah.
Because there's evil people now. Imagine the evil people thinking, oh, the world's going to end anyways.
Yeah.
We're going to throw me in jail for the next 6 months. We're all going to die anyways. We all get a death sentence.
Right. You going to kill me? Go ahead. Like, I don't care.
It's like the rule of law is over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And this kind of, in a real life scenario like this, oh, yeah.
So, I don't know. I want to just watch the last episode.
And
see what this thing is. Does everyone die?
Yeah. Does it just end and that's the end of it?
I end it one or two ways. It's like God, and this is like the judgment. This is the judgment time.
Yeah, see what you did with
7
your last
months. Okay, I'm going to take away everything. Are you truly a good person or a bad person? This is your judgment right now.
Right.
And then that's like God. And then there's no way they're doing that. Because if it's God, it's going to be anything but a Christian version.
Right. It's going to be some alien or...
Yeah. that, or it's like an alien who just came by and said, hey, these Earthlings have been watching for a million years, and like we want to know
put you through this test.
And it's like a test.
Yeah.
Or it just hits the planet and everyone dies.
And that's it.
Once the Earth's rotation starts to slow down, we all die.
Yeah, everything will be going horribly.
We all die. Yeah. We all instantly die. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I like him and I hate him. He's kind of a douche, but he's really smart. He's like, if something like a gravitational pull like that, it would just be horrific. He's like, if the Earth stopped spinning for like one trillionth of a second, it would kill everything on the planet all instantly. We'd all just die. We'd all be going 100,000 miles an hour in one direction. Yeah. So, like, when this object is closer and actually starts to affect the rotation of the Earth, there's no surviving that.
Right, and maybe that's the last day, which would be kind of crazy.
Because it would actually impact wouldn't kill you. When it got close enough, it would kill us.
Yeah. Even
it being in the same space, it would start
affecting us.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, because like again, if it starts pulling us,
or if it pushed us closer to the Earth or the sun and further away from the sun, that would kill us too.
Yeah, because it would make it cold or hot. Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff, but I think they're going for the metaphysical, like, what I've been living with my life. And I know this isn't the message because they're not going to do that. Where the one girl's like, well, maybe I should have done things different. Well, maybe you should have had a family and kids instead of getting that career that everyone tells you to get. Yeah. You should have been a mom.
Yeah.
Now you're never going to get the chance because you were too busy trying to prove the men's that you could do it too.
Mm-hmm. I hope, again, like I said, maybe it won't be in there, but I would hope messages like that. And you can have the opposite too. You can have it to where like, man, I really didn't feel like I did this or that, and like, but I want a balance.
Didn't the one lady, I know everyone in the show's super effing ugly, but the lady taking the picture, didn't she look like Nancy Pelosi? Like she looked exactly like a caricature of Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, kind of.
And had the same kind of brown short-cut hair, and I just want to wake people up out of the thing. Oh yeah, in this world, no, I don't have to take any of your silly stuff. I'm going to just kill you. Right. I'm going to just kill you. I'll just run you over with my car. You're dead. What are you going to do? Throw me in jail?
Or don't care about anything.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh yeah, I'm out of here. Bye.
And then people who no, there's no capitalism. Now everyone can truly be happy. I think that's what they're going to do.
Or basically become that, and then since no one dies, they just live like that from now on.
Yeah.
It's probably what the message is going to be.
But to have a functioning society, well, who's going to grow the food? Well, he's going to do it just because it's the right thing to do. Well, then what are you doing? Oh, I'm going to just enjoy your labors. See, it doesn't work that way.
Right. Or
unless we all take turns working the fields.
Right. Or infrastructure. Like, oh yeah, everyone like powers the cities and does all that.
Electricity?
They don't have to do it if you live in this kind of society.
Well, you do it because it's the right thing to do. Then you get to live high on the hog while people live in the underground doing all this stuff. See, that's why your stupid utopia can never work unless you have a track type replicators and like infinite energy. Then no one has to work because it just works.
It just works, right?
But we're not. So I don't know. Since this is Netflix, they're not going to take the God route. They're not going to take the. Maybe died. I shouldn't have gone to work so much because of evils of capitalism that I could have been at home and that guy that I really liked and I didn't marry him because I wanted my career and I could have had a family and a husband. They're not going to do that storyline.
Right now.
No, it's going to be like I should have been a lesbian. That's going to be the storyline.
Right, or it's going to be we should just live in this free society where you can do whatever you want. And it's like, no, we run things, like things have to be worked.
Yeah, and again, something like that was happening. Do you really think that the tensions between like nations and like radical like religious groups that they wouldn't just be like, you're not telling me that there wouldn't be whatever's left of any type of white supremacy, that they wouldn't go berserk nuts?
Right, exactly. It's one of those things where like I know they're not going to go that angle, but realistically, come on, guys.
Yeah, you're not going to see Muslims and Jewish be like, oh, we're going to just hug it out to the end. That's not going to happen. It's going to be awful.
Right.
Missiles are going to be flying everywhere. It's going to be Fallout for 7 months.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like, that's what made it weird. Like you said, the only way you can explain it, that orb is giving off energies that makes everyone just
chill. Everyone chills out.
Docile. Like, some type of weird kind of like...
maybe that's what made everyone so awfully ugly.
Maybe that's too. So they go back in time. I am Gutsy Ugly.
You know what I would end it to? It crashes and it everything ends and it opens the next scene. It's live action, and this girl just had like a dream,
and she's just like,
and then she sees like her job, and I think, maybe I do quit this job and do what I want to do. I always wanted to write or sing or something.
That'd be
then it
nice.
ends in live action.
That'd be kind of
And
nice.
that was just like her dream.
I know some people don't like those endings where
I
it's
like
all
that-
a dream,
and this
but
kind of
the
metaphorical show.
Yes, I would like that. And it would kind of make sense why you wouldn't see all the violence because in her mind, maybe it's there, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a Stephen King book called If It Bleeds, and it had a bunch of short stories, and there was a short story that was kind of like this, where the world's like ending and all this crazy stuff's kind of happening, and this guy's trying to live his life, and he's like estranged from his wife, and they were going to get a divorce, but then all this is happening, so they kind of like fall in love again. But then but it was all inside someone's head. It was a universe inside of his mind, and he was dying.
Oh, that's right.
So
yeah.
the world dies as like the electricity stops working, his earth because his brain's shutting down.
Yes.
So there was like a universe unto itself inside of his mind that had characters and people, because like within ourselves there's a universe.
Yeah.
Like in our cells there's a universe. So that's kind of reminds me of that, where the world's ending. So what do people do? Do you go to work? You're a teacher. Do you just stop teaching? Do you
send your kids even to school? Like if you
you're separated from your wife. Do you just go back and start just be together? Hey, babe, the world's gonna end in 7 months. We loved each other once. Let's just love each other to the end.
Right, because especially if you have kids, you're like, honey, I don't want to be away from you.
Yeah.
Like, might as well
There's earthquakes and there's power outages, but there's all kind of crazy stuff. That story's super scary, and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? Then you find out what it really is. Spoiler, everyone's gonna realize like it's just a dude dying.
Yeah. And he's just like barely slowly losing, yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird. He used to dance, so there was like a weird dancing thing in the story, and it's like, what the hell's that about? Because he used to dance when he was
right.
younger.
And there wasn't something that everyone said.
Yeah, because thank you for all your service, your years, because you worked for like an insurance adjuster thing for like 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
So like that kept being a message because that was what everyone was saying to him. So like that was like in his mind, and he was constantly
like,
thinking
thank you for your service. Thank you.
thank you for 12 hard working years, and it's like, who the hell is this guy? And that was the guy that was dying. So everything was about him in the end. And then slowly but surely, all the lights started going out. Then it was just those two people. And at the end, then everything just blinked out. So is that what's going to happen at the end of this?
Maybe.
So, yeah, there's a conceptual, like, this would be a great, just talk about. Like, what would you do? Not necessarily to watch a story about a girl, like, I'm going to, do yoga and I don't know.
Right. It almost feels better as a writer's prompt.
Yeah.
If you're like in a writer's class, like, okay, the world ends in 7 months, go.
Yeah. What do you do?
What do you do?
What are the gangsters and criminals and drug cartels? What do they do? Oh, they're going to hug it out. No, they're going to start killing and doing everything they want to do.
I feel like two things. They kill each other, do horrible things, or party like it's no tomorrow.
You telling me there's not some creepo weirdo on the subway that's always like this girl, and then world's gonna end, I'm gonna just take her.
Or even just any girl for that matter. Like just be like, oh yeah, like
world's ending anyways, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say? Except for this girl, she's ugly as hell, so she's safe. She's safe. But none of that's gonna be in there because that's what would happen.
Right. And sometimes, it's funny about stories. Sometimes I don't mind when they don't put stuff like that in there because, you know what? Yeah, I know the world's pretty bad.
But they're going to put in that capitalism and it's evil. They're going to put that in there, though.
Yeah. Well,
that has to be in there. But I don't know. I like the concept. I like the conversation we had about it more than the show.
Than the show itself, yeah.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.